Out west here. What I'm seeing, and I just got 2 emails this morning from 2 different large home builders in Southern California that were offering incredible incentives, not to buyers, but to their real estate agents. Say, hey, bring them to me and not that guy. That shows me there's a lot of competition because things that were permitted a couple years ago are finally getting built. So there's going to be some competition out there, and I really don't see prices being extremely high. You're not going to have people climbing over each other like they did a year ago. So
what you're saying, Fred, is that the builders have finally gotten the homes up. Now they need buyers. And the buyers are not waiting in line for these things. They're going to the agents and saying, we'll incentivize you to drive buyers our way. To me, that doesn't sound like a great sign for Southern California. Maybe you can extrapolate to the rest of the housing market, but it is pretty regional, isn't it?
Oh, of course. Yeah, I mean, you're seeing problems in Seattle. The values have come down, both rentals and sales. And it all has to do with jobs. If there's going to be a job increase, if Amazon decided instead of a second home for their headquarters, they decided to build more in Seattle, it would be insane there. So what has happened, it kind of goes along with the whole economy. Things are good, but they're not like unbelievable, and there's no anticipation that it's going to get that much better. We're kind of at this plateau monotone, and it's going to go a little up, a little down, and it's going to be extremely regional and extremely area sensitive. And the good markets are going to do good, and the bad markets are going to do bad.
Diana, this will be a little tease of what we're going to talk about next hour, but we do have Tarek El-Moussa from the Flipper Flop show on. We're going to talk to him about some of the trends he's seeing. And I see that he's saying there's a lot of concern about a slowdown out there in the market by buyers, by sellers. So even if Fred's saying, look, it's still pretty good, why is it that everybody involved has this kind of uneasy feeling about it?
Because of the numbers, Kelly. We're seeing the sales numbers come down. You have very short supply on the low end of the market, which is where the vast majority of demand is. Home flippers, if you want to talk about it, they're going to see much lower returns because home prices are very high. The cost to renovate and then flip the home are very high, and you don't have a lot of sellers out there who are willing to pay the moon for even a nicely renovated flipped home. So again, you're seeing a slowdown simply because there's low supply on the low end where demand is. There's a lot more supply on the high end, but there's a lot less demand, of course. So in some of the bigger markets, of course, all real estate is local, but in some of the bigger markets with higher priced homes, you're seeing that real strong slowdown. In the lower priced markets, in the Midwest, in the South, in parts of Texas, the slowdown is not so much because of high prices, it's because there's simply nothing for sale. So the builders really need to get in on that low end.
Diana, I mean, that is a high quality, high class problem to have in those parts of the country where they're experiencing that demand, that population influx, and they can't build fast enough to keep up. Are we going to see a situation where we're kind of widening the gap between the parts, the housing markets that are doing very well and the others that are starting to look, you know, and again, I'm in the Northeast where things look a little softer?
Is that for Fred or me? Well, okay. Well, I was going to say, you are definitely seeing this divide because already we're seeing that wealthier buyers are going to get bargains and those on the low end are not going to get bargains on homes. So there is going to be this increasing divide between the haves and the have-nots, what's available for sale on the high end. And Fred, I would say to you, I mean, we're seeing the builders actually drop prices in some of your pricier areas. Would you see that happening as well?
I think what they're trying to do is they love that base price and they want to keep that base price. You know, they'll first of all give you options. They'll build an extra garage for you for free, give something away on a mortgage incentive. I think you'll see that first before the base prices start coming down so they can advertise the lowest price possible. And they'll probably start building a cheaper unit so they can advertise from X. So it looks a little more attractive to live in this better location for a cheaper price. I think that's first line.
All right.
Then, who knows?
That's how it feels. Fred Glick, Diana Olick.